I was in the garage that evening, half venting, half muttering into the phone, thinking no one could overhear. The garage had always been my refuge, a quiet corner where I could let my frustrations spill without judgment. I didn't realize Ethan was just outside, listening through the thin wall. "I can't keep doing this," I murmured, pacing between the stacked boxes of holiday decorations and old paint cans. "It's like I don't even exist anymore. Living here feels like living with a shadow." The words tumbled out before I could stop them, my voice shaking somewhere between anger and exhaustion. On the other end, Julia stayed quiet, letting me exhale. "Every day it's the same," I continued. "He comes home, eats, stares at the TV, says he's tired. I used to think marriage was a partnership, but now it feels more like solitary confinement." I didn't hear the faint creak of the side door. I didn't see him leaning in the doorway, frozen, his face pale under the dim garage light. All I knew was that I was exhausted. Tired of trying. Tired of pretending. Tired of smiling through a life that didn't feel like mine anymore. Julia finally asked, "So, what are you going to do?" "I don't know," I whispered. "Maybe I'll just leave for a while. Maybe he wouldn't even notice." There was a long pause. I rubbed my temples, trying to hold back tears. Then I heard it, a clatter behind me. A wrench hitting the concrete. My stomach sank. I turned slowly. Ethan was there, eyes locked on mine, expression unreadable. For a moment, neither of us spoke. The silence felt heavier than any argument we'd ever had. Finally, he said, voice low, "That's how you really feel?" I started, but the words tangled in my throat. He raised a hand. "No, it's fine. Why would I expect you to talk to me when you can just talk about me?" There was no anger in his voice. Just something worse. Disappointment, a quiet, cutting ache that twisted inside me. "I wasn't trying to hurt you," I said quickly. "I just needed to get it out." "You haven't been the same lately," I added. "You've been distant." He gave a hollow laugh. "Distant? I've been working 60 hours a week trying to keep this house running. I thought I was doing it for us." "I never asked you to wear yourself down," I shot back, sharper than I intended. "I just wanted you to be here. Not the paycheck, not your tired silence."
"You."
The air was thick, almost suffocating. His eyes flicked to the phone in my hand. "Julia, right? You tell her everything, don't you?"
"She's my friend," he said.
"Sometimes I need someone to talk to. Maybe you should have tried talking to me," I whispered, my voice breaking on the last word. I looked away, ashamed. The truth is, I didn't even realize when we stopped being partners. It wasn't one big fight, not a single betrayal. It was a slow drift, late nights at work, unanswered texts, dinners in silence. We grew so far apart we barely knew each other anymore. I didn't mean everything I said, I murmured. Not all of it. Ethan's eyes softened, but only slightly. "You still meant enough," he said. He stepped past me toward the door. For a moment I thought he might slam it, but he didn't. He left quietly, like someone realizing something irreversible. That night, he didn't come to bed. I lay awake, listening to the hum of the fridge downstairs, wondering if he'd ever forgive me, or if I even deserved it. When I finally went downstairs, the garage door was open. The night air was cool, carrying the faint scent of rain. Ethan sat on the hood of his car, staring into the darkness. "I didn't mean for you to hear that," I said softly. He didn't look up. Maybe that was the point. I took a cautious step forward. "What does that even mean?" He turned slowly, expression calm but impossible to read. "It means maybe this was the only way we'd ever face the truth." For a long moment, neither of us spoke. The silence between us wasn't sharp anymore. It was fragile, tentative, like a bridge that might hold or collapse with the next step. Ethan slid off the hood of the car and faced me. His eyes were weary but clear. "You think I haven't noticed?" he asked quietly. "That you've been pulling away? That every conversation feels like walking on thin ice?" I swallowed hard. "Then why didn't you say anything?" "Because I didn't know how," he admitted. "Every time I looked at you, I saw disappointment. I thought if I just tried harder, if I just fixed one more thing, it would change. But it never did." I wanted to tell him I never wanted perfection. I just wanted to feel seen again. But the words felt useless now, too late, too small against the weight we'd built. He leaned against the car again, rubbing the back of his neck. When I heard you in the garage, something inside me snapped. Not from anger, but realization. I've been trying to love someone who's been halfway out the door for months. That's not fair, I said softly. He looked at me, eyes glinting faintly under the dim light. Maybe not, but it's true. A cool breeze drifted through the open garage, carrying the faint scent of wet asphalt. The world seemed to hold its breath. I'm not proud of what I said, I murmured. I was hurt, confused. I didn't mean it like it sounded. He gave a faint smile. People say things when they think no one is listening. I wanted to argue, but I couldn't. He was right. The truth I'd hidden came spilling out when I thought I was safe. That's what honesty looks like sometimes, ugly, raw. Ethan, I don't want to lose you, I said finally. He stared at me for a long time, then shook his head slowly. You already did. You just didn't realize it until now. Those words struck harder than any fight we'd ever had. No shouting, no blame, just quiet devastation. He began walking toward the driveway, his steps echoing softly on the concrete. I followed, voice trembling. Please, can we just talk? Really talk? He paused, turning slightly. I think we've both said what needed to be said. You wanted honesty. Now you have it. Tears stung my eyes. So that's it? You're giving up? He hesitated. I'm not giving up. I'm letting go. There's a difference. I watched him, the man I'd loved for almost 10 years, walk into the darkness. No slammed doors, no curses, no looking back. Just the calm of heartbreak, too deep to fight. Inside the house, everything felt alien. The framed photos, the half-empty wine glass, the faint trace of his cologne. It all felt like relics of a life that had already ended. Days passed. A week. No calls. No visits. I sent one text. It went unread. That silence spoke louder than anything he could have said. Then one morning, a letter arrived. No return address, just my name in his careful handwriting. Hands trembling, I opened it. I don't hate you. I just can't stay where I'm no longer needed. Maybe someday we'll look back and understand how we lost each other, one small silence at a time. Take care of yourself. You deserve peace.
So, do I.
I sat at the kitchen table, rereading it until the ink blurred through my tears. He hadn't just walked away from me that night in the garage. He walked away from the version of us that no longer existed. And maybe, deep down, I knew he was right. Because when you spend too long talking about someone instead of to them, there comes a moment when the walls start listening before they do. That's what happened in the garage that night. The truth finally found its voice and left us both speechless.